What's up, traders? Welcome back. I hope everyone had a phenomenal last trading day. I did not trade today, which you guys probably noticed if you're in the Discord, part of the community, and that's because of this tweet right here. It's no trade day for me, and the reason for that is I started trading because of the freedom it was supposed to give me. And recently, I think like a few months back, I made a rule that's basically no trading the day before a 3-day holiday. So if Monday, like the markets are closed on Monday, Labor Day is closed, I won't be trading on Friday. Like today, if Friday's off, then I won't be trading on Thursday. And this helps me remember that exact reason right here, that, you know, I trade for the freedom that it gives me. Also, a little side bonus, I did a lot of analytics on this, about like 2 years worth of analytics, and most of those days were red. It was a net red trading day for me. And there were often really big red days, like max loss red days. I don't know, I'd be too excited for the weekend or something, and then it would screw me up. So I'll take my 4-day weekend. I think that's the way to go. Now, you know, talking about this month, it was a little bit of a sloppy month for me. It wasn't like amazing. Here you see it, and actually let me show you guys my stats. I'm up $6.7 thousand this month, so it was decent. It wasn't huge, and it was really interesting because I was changing a lot of things. Let me tell you about 3 quick changes, and then let me tell you about one big thing that really stuck out that I think I did really, really well, and I think it's really going to lay some really good groundwork going forward. Now, here are the smaller changes. First of all, I started recording myself again. I think that is a massive advantage. I say everyone should record themselves, especially if you're doing like really quick trading like myself. You know, I'm only trading, some of my recordings are only like 60 minutes long. My longer ones are like an hour and a half. And that's now that I pause it when I'm no longer trading. If I like, you know, walk away for a bit, or if there's nothing happening, I pause it. So those are like an hour long, hour and a half. But the whole time I'm trading is like really from like 7 to 10. So that's like, you know, 3 hours of trading time. Sometimes I'll trade to like 10:30, so 3.5 hours maximum. So recording myself for those things, it makes a lot of sense. And I've been reviewing the heck out of it, and it's nice. It really puts me back into a learner seat. Like by default, which I really like. Sometimes I would, you know, slack a little bit on my studies, and that's never good. I always felt like I was reviewing a lot because I manually document all my trades and I add notes and everything. But this is really nice, and it even made me go and do a little bit of paper trading for the first time in like forever. And I just basically sized up. I did like 5x my normal size just to like get a feel for like, oh, okay, nice, boom, 3% breakout. Wow, okay, I just made, you know, $2,000. So stuff like that, because if I want to make more, I don't have to do anything else except size up at this point. I don't want to change anything with my strategy. The next thing I was working on a lot was with MACD. That was a really big thing. Just in general, MACD, you could see it here. Here's the new MACD that I was incorporating. So that is a big thing that has kind of threw me off this month, believe it or not. It was really confusing to, let me see if I can get it to zoom in. It was really confusing to trade a new indicator. Right now I only have VWAP and the 9 EMA, and that's it, right? I keep it very simple. I'm pure price action kind of guy. And I talked about this a few times that, Ross Cameron came out with the video on price action, or the MACD, and how it's helped him trade a little bit better, and, identify when trends are over. Here's an example where this trend's kind of coming to an end. I find that's really the best part, and I really like it. I think there's a lot of value in it. I just got to get used to it, because right now it's a little bit like paralysis through analysis, and it's messing me up. It's tripping me up for sure. So I'll give it another 2 weeks. I've already said that in a lot of my recap videos, and then go from there. One more thing I do want to add is I'm going to make a whole entire video about the MACD itself. That has been taking a lot of my time. And then one more thing that I've been working on is setting up 6 smaller 5-minute charts on my second screen. So the screen above me, have that set up. It used to be 4, and then this month I changed it to something totally different, and now it's back to those original 4 but 6. But basically the original layout of, just a small clean 5-minute chart. It's basically like this right here, how this is a 5-minute chart. It's basically 6 of those on the screen above me. Very easy to imagine. And that just gives me a really nice bird's eye view. Again, I don't even know why I removed that, but a lot of changes. I never do this many changes in a month, and I think that's what threw me off a little bit. I think these are good changes, and I'm happy for it. I just, again, it's easy to not be used to it, and then you're looking and you're like, okay, too many things going on, and then you miss the move, right? Because what we're doing, most of my trades are very quick, and actually to just hone that point in about very quick trading, you'll see here my duration actually, no, date time. Now I got it all wrong. My intraday duration. Anything I hold less than a minute is good, and then basically anything over 2 minutes is bad. So that's what I mean, like very, very quick trading, and I don't want to trip over myself, or I have been tripping over myself with all the changes I've been doing. But hey, it's summer, and that's fine. Actually, one more thing that's helped a lot is I reduced my max loss by half in the Q2, Q3. That's a new rule. So the slower summer month reduced max loss, and I think that's made me a lot more mindful of, once I'm starting to be on a red streak. But because oftentimes once you're on that red state of mind, you just keep going lower. So you need to limit that downside. Now let's talk a little bit. Oh yeah, and then here's my overall where we're up 120. What are we at? Yeah, 128 and $300. So we're making progress. It's been a little bit of a grind this year for sure. Not as fast as I would have wanted, but that's fine. Now let's talk about this big change here. Well, this is the big thing that I noticed, and I'm really proud of myself. Although it's in a weird way, it's a bit mixed feeling. And this is let me just hide this month and just make it the whole entire challenge. Or whole entire portfolio. So here's some of my analytics, and look at this. My total winners is at 66%, but if you go here to this month, it actually reduced. Now, why am I so excited about having a lower win ratio? And the reason for that is my average risk reward has gotten so much better. It used to be like, I'm risking basically 2 to make 1. Basically is what you're seeing here, and it's gotten to the point where it's almost 1-to-1. The percent is 1-to-1, but the dollar is not 1-to-1 yet, and that's because I still have a little bit too much size on my losers. So oftentimes I'll be red, and then I reduce my cost per unit, and then it keeps going down, and then I cut an even bigger loss when I should just cut, and then I'll rebuy if things actually start working out again. It's that simple. So I've basically tightened that up by doing exactly what I just said. Cutting losses as soon as it's going down. I don't want to average into losers, period. And ideally, I want to average into winners, which right now in the summer, I'm not a big fan of. What I'm more of a fan of is increasing my initial entry. Boom, that's it. Increase the initial entry. And again, why I want to do that is because most of my trades are very short. So I don't even have the time to size in. So I get that initial entry, it pops up, there's a breakout, and then boom, I take my profits. Again, in a hotter market, I would like to add. Just every time I add right now in the summer, it's just, oh my God, I have so many trades that I'm up like 2, 3, 4%. And then I add higher, and then whack, I end up closing for break even or taking a loss. And it's probably one of the most frustrating things you can do. And this is just not the market for, adding higher, especially right now with the overall SPY pulling back. It's really not the time for that. So that's the second thing, really having a bigger base entry size. So boom, as soon as a position works, I can take those profits. Even sometimes I'll get these small fills, and I should be closing because I'm up 4%, but I'm like, oh, I never got my full size. Screw that. Close that position. We're not in that market yet, and get that bigger initial entry. Those are some of the changes I made this month, and they have been working extremely, extremely well. I still think I can cut my losses quicker. I often do hold my losers too long. Again, you can see that right here. I mean, that pretty much highlights it perfectly. Anything over 2 minutes is in Germany you say Totalschaden, which means all hell breaks loose. It's like a total loss, I guess you can say. And so yeah, I have that better risk reward. So even though my total winners went down, I actually have an even higher profit margin. So if you go here, my profit margin on average is about 30%. That's how much money I hold on to and not give back. And so that's actually gone up, even though I have a worse win ratio. So again, the risk reward is everything. If you can get good risk reward, everything else feeds off that, and also feeds your confidence really well. Primarily for the fact that it reduces those big losers. You just cut your losses, you get in the habit of cutting your losses, and then you're just like, all right, front side, boom, let's go. So that's made a huge, huge, huge difference for me. If you guys want to see the full breakdown I do for August, check out my post here and give me a follow. Just go to my profile at tradejournal.co/Winkler. And well, you won't see it because this is my profile, but usually you'll see a big follow button right here. You can give me a follow. And then anytime I come out with new trade or a new post, you guys will see it. I came out with quite a few posts. And there's going to be a little update on Trade Journal as well, where if someone uploads 30 trades, you're not going to see each trade individually. It's just going to say the user uploaded 30 trades, and you can check them out. That's going to be a big update that I'm so excited for, because right now I follow quite a few people and I just see dozens of trades being uploaded all the time, which makes this notification a little bit unnecessary or useless, I guess you could say. Next step here, that $250,000 mark, that $250,000 mark. I'm super excited now that summer's wrapping up. I think we're going to get a little bit more momentum. I can feel the momentum coming in. I mean, we're seeing IPOs for the first time in months again, which is really, really nice. And I'm ready to get in flow and things. Next week, though, is my birthday, and it's going to get a little hectic. I got a lot of people visiting. I decided to have a bigger party in the outskirts of Berlin. We're renting this really large house. I think it's a large house. I've heard that it's even something else, but it's a semi-surprise party for me. And I got, family and friends flying in. So I think next week I'm going to be off. I might only trade one day next week, which is totally fine. I think it's important to take time off. But again, I love this summer, but I'm also excited for the summer to come to an end because I'm just ready to get, full focus right now on trading. So that's going to be, after next week, I guess then. I'll see you guys then first thing Tuesday morning, unless I come out with that MACD video earlier. If you're totally new, consider subscribing, drop a like, and I'll see you then next time. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.